Are you ready to test your wine knowledge and your wine IQ? I am Jacqueline and welcome back to the channel Hourglass of Wine, where we do wine education but in a fun and engaging way. This is episode number 4 of our Guess the Wine Blind Tasting Challenge series, where the tasting is indeed blind. But for you, not for me, because I do know what is in this bag, but it's up to you to guess it. If you're new to this series, here is a quick recap of the rules of the game. The goal, obviously, is to guess the mystery wine that I have here. First, I'm going to taste the wine and describe it very carefully to you. I will then be telling you how it looks, how it smells, and how it tastes. After that, I'm going to give you 10 different clues about the wine. You start with full hearts. Every clue that you need in order to guess the wine will cost you a life. This means that the sooner you guess the wine, the more hearts left and the higher your final score will be. In this episode, you are required to guess the European denomination or appellation of the wine in the glass. If you want a full score, you are going to need to find the complete appellation name. Now, without wasting any more time, let's move on with the tasting. So right away, we saw that we had a nice lively pour, and we have a sparkling wine. The mousse or the foam was energetic, but it settled down quite quickly into a nice steady stream of bubbles. The color, if we have a look at it, is very pale. It's not a brilliant straw yellow color, but rather a pale yellow with some greenish reflections. It looks young and fresh. The bubbles are fine, but they're also not super fine either. So the nose is pure primary fruit. I smell golden apples, green pears, and a kind of floral note on the backdrop. I also get some white peaches and a little bit of honeydew melon. On the palate, this is dangerous. It's incredibly sippable and easy to drink. And the bubbles are creamy but not aggressive. There is a noticeable sweetness. I would call this wine off dry. It feels fresh and acidic, but it is well balanced with a noticeable sweetness on the tip of the tongue. It's not a dessert wine, but it's also definitely not bone dry. It has a softness that balances out the acidity perfectly. As well, I get a sense of a caramel finish that leaves a nice round note. Have you locked in a guess already? Remember, you will need to be specific in your guessing. So let's start with our clues. Clue number 1, let's talk price. This bottle cost us around $12 or 10 euros, which is actually on the higher end for this specific denomination. These wines are famous and appreciated worldwide precisely because they are so affordable and offer such an incredible quality to price ratio. Clue number 2. If you look for a year on the label, you likely won't find one. This is a non-vintage wine typically. In this denomination, winemakers are not required by law to state the vintage. Their goal is to create a consistent house style that tastes fresh and delicious year after year. Clue number 3. This is a monovarietal wine, meaning it is made of a single grape. This specific bottle is a variety called Glera. However, the law here is a little flexible. Technically, you only need a minimum of 85% Glera to wear this denomination. Clue number 4. Here is a bit of history. For centuries, the grape, Glera, used in this wine was called the same name as the region itself. But in 2009, they legally changed the grape's name to Glera from the regional name to protect the region's identity from imitators. Clue number 5. On the label, you will find the word extra. To help you figure out what that means, think back to my tasting notes. Clue number 6. You might have noticed that during the tasting, I didn't mention yeasty flavors like bread, brioche, or croissant. That is because this wine is made using the charmat or tank method, not the traditional method that is used in champagnes. While the law technically does allow the traditional method in this region, it is extremely rare. After all, we want fresh fruit in this wine, not toast or yeasty flavors. Clue number 7. The denomination actually allows for still wines and for slightly fizzy wines, but the bottle today that I have here is fully sparkling. Now, this is specifically indicated on the label with the famous Italian word for sparkling, spumante, and it is an essential part of the full appellation name. Clue number 8. This specific winery is located in Volpago del Montello. That places us in northeast Italy, specifically in the province of Treviso. The production area for this DOC, is actually massive, and it spans two whole regions, Veneto and Friuli Venezia Giulia. However, the best grapes will usually come from the hillsides of Treviso. Clue number 9. If you look at the neck of this bottle, you are going to find a blue sticker stating DOC, Denominazione di Origine Controllata. However, there is going to be a higher tier, and that is the DOCG, Denominazione di Origine Controllata e Garantita version of this wine, which is considered the Grand Cru area, let's say. This will have steeper slopes and stricter rules. But we are looking for the DOC version that we are drinking today that represents a vast majority of what the world actually drinks. Clue number 10. This is our final clue. In terms of sheer volume, this is the best-selling sparkling wine in the world. It surpasses champagne by millions of bottles every year and is the absolute engine of Italian wine exports. And those were our 10 clues. Now it's finally time for the reveal of the bottle. But first, remember to like the video and please subscribe to the channel for more wine games like this one. It would go a long way to help our channel grow, and we appreciate it. Thanks. All right, are you ready for the wine? The wine that we are looking at is a Prosecco Spumante DOC Extra Dry. But don't worry, if you simply guessed Prosecco DOC or Prosecco DOC, we will accept it as well. Specifically, this is a bottle of Ronco Belvedere Prosecco DOC. It's an extra dry, made by the Azienda Agricola Riva della Chiesa. Overall, I quite like it. It's a good specimen of Prosecco DOC. Remember that when it comes to Prosecco, there is also a step up in terms of quality with the specific DOCG Conegliano Valdobbiadene Prosecco. We actually made a whole masterclass video about Prosecco that I'm going to have linked in the description at the end of the video. So, how did you do? Were you able to guess the wine? How many life points did you need to use? Please let us know in the comments below, and remember to like and subscribe for more wine education and wine edutainment videos. Meanwhile, here is the promised Prosecco masterclass, and here is a link to the playlist with all of the Guess the Wine blind tastings that we have uploaded so far. Thanks for watching. See you over there. Cheers!